I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode number 44. We're into the final stretch of the season. It's late September, so we're just about done with things. Of course, we just finished the World Cup group stage. The World Cup final still to come, so it is going to take at least a little bit to get through the end of the season. But for our athletes in the academy, for academy play, for the regular tour stuff, not much remains. King, a 3 seed, 18th ranked right now, has a decent path for the Seoul Open. I mean, this is a 500 tournament. It's a big tournament, and Kruger is the 1 seed. So I feel like this is something we could do well with. However, Emerson Jones is a player that has been a bit challenging for us and would be in the quarterfinals, but we're also somebody who's had some difficulty of late. Now, was that just because we were on grass? We're back on hard surface today. Is that going to be the difference maker that gets us back into the elite form? This could be an indicator if we make a deep enough run. We need at least 2 wins here, I think, to be successful in this tournament. First round, Kaneshita. First time we've played. Balanced, but we should advance. Both in excellent form, though. Oh, it's very comfortable. 6-1, 6-2, 63% of just 90 points played. Plus 13 on winners after such a short stretch. Plus 8 on forced errors. And plus 5 on unforced errors. So just total domination. Second round opponent just inside the top 100. And similar profile in that we should be the favorite for this one. And we're through. A little bit closer match. Definitely the first set was comfortable. But the second set goes to a tiebreaker. And we pull it out. 55% overall. Plus 13 points total. And you can see the difference right there in the winners. We actually got forced into more errors, but made a bit fewer in the unforced errors, kind of balancing out the errors department. Yeah, the winners being the difference. All 4 athletes played this week, 2 out in the first round. Nava, the only other one to make second round, and he's out. So already, once again, leading the pack for the team is Martina King. Kruger has been knocked out in round number 2. We have a not very easy, easy as far as semifinals go. Potential semifinal match, both players being outside of the top 50 and unranked, gives us a real shot. But we've got to get through Emerson Jones to make that happen. Win or lose, this is a successful tournament. We're 1 spot ahead of Raducanu, who's in the other half of the bracket, though. And, your 2-4 seed both have a great chance to make the semis. The only tough semifinal match, amongst higher ranked players anyway, is ours. 1-0 all-time against Emerson Jones, but tough match is the prediction, and it's going to take a great performance to beat Emerson Jones in this one. And apparently we got our great performance. 3-6, 6-4, 6-4. Took 3 sets. But we are now a lifetime 2-0 against Emerson Jones. Undefeated. We win by 2 points in the head-to-head. Surprisingly, for 3 sets. 176. Not a ton. Plus 2 on winners. Plus 3 on unforced errors. Minus 3 on total forced errors. Yeah, does not get much closer than that. Short rallies went our way, 54%. Medium rallies, 51%. The longer it went on, the less well we did, surprisingly. Of course, tactically, I suppose if you can't beat them, right, if you can't beat them in a relatively short period of time, the longer it goes on, it's just back and forth with us not having that much great technical skill, which means you've got a player who's got the quality to hang with you and eventually beat you instead of the other way around. But with that victory, this is already secured as a very good tournament, but it would be disappointing to lose this semifinal now, as the lower seed, who comfortably went on in just 2 sets, 74th ranked Masarova is our opponent for this one. Raducanu and Samsonova. It's going to be a tough final for whichever one of us makes it there, as 16, 18, 19, right there with each other in the rankings. Tough final, but hey, who cares about that part? I mean, of course it would be nice to win one. That would be the biggest win of our career. But at this point, we're already looking at $150K. But of course, our share is damn near nothing now, having gotten King signed back on for the long term. One time we played Masarova, we beat her. Balanced match though, she's got a strong serve. It was a final earlier this year on clay, straight sets. And it's straight sets again against Masarova, 7-6, 6-2. We get the tiebreaker in the first. So it was close initially, and then we pulled away in the second set. Plus 11 on the winners. Unforced errors was an absolute mess for both players, both trying desperately to lose, but she tried harder to lose than we did, apparently. First time we've been up against Samsonova, 16th ranked, so 2 spots ahead of us. But of course we're in that territory where our 3.5 stars just does not compare to those around us. Our consistency puts us in the rankings where we're at, but it's not our quality that puts us here. So it is going to be a tough match. It is going to be a difficult ask to win this thing, but we've made the final. I'm happy already. She's got a great forehand, a very good web, period. I mean, her only slight weakness is net play, and that's good enough to be my second or third best part of my web. All right, we are into the match, and first point's a loss. We are the lower ranked here, so we don't get to serve first. Down 30 love. She's been firmly in control of the first couple of points. First few points, first game. This first game, she's absolutely dominated. One of the only things that's going to help give us a shot is that her fatigue level is at about 66%. So she can and likely will fall below that 50% threshold at some point. But we absolutely just got hammered on that first game. I mean, she nailed first serves, short rally wins, point after point, and here we are looking pretty weak in our first service game. This is not how you want to come out swinging. Even if we do pull out this first game, like, we're looking horribly undermatched, and she's looking pretty dang good so far. Not even quite 2 games yet, but it just feels like we are going to be a massive underdog today. Dropped to deuce after the unforced error there, but luckily she unforced her way back into giving us the advantage. Second time she's done that for us. Oh, thought that was going to hit the line there at first. It does not. Oh, that one did hit the line. We should have gotten an ace there. Good net play there, and luckily she got a little too much lift. Nice. Okay, we get the game. We're definitely not getting skunked. I don't think it's that bad of a scenario, but it does look like I feel like we're a bit overmatched. And it only took our second serve game for her to break us. So we trail 3-1, and she gets served back and then goes straight points. Really, the unforced errors that she's making is the only thing keeping us in. We're not hitting winners hardly at all. We've only hit a couple winners so far through 6 games played. The reality is she's controlling both sides of the court. Just tends to lack accuracy from time to time. Maybe a little too aggressive on her approach from time to time. But she's not so inconsistent that we are much of a threat right now. Nice little winner there. This is our only shot. It's gonna take a break here. Deuce again. We have advantage, and we do break her. 4-5. If we hold serve, we're back to 5-5 and have a shot in a set that we've been dominated in. 500 level tournament. Just a reminder, we've never won a tournament anywhere near this big. So this would be a big step forward for us. But after she held serve on that next game, the tiebreaker awaits as we do win our game. So that one break, lucky, because we've been outplayed all set. I mean, I think if we look at the statistics, yeah, we were at 46% a moment ago. I mean, we were quite a few points behind. So to be at this stage, minus 11 on winners. There's that helpful thing. Yeah, I have seen it. She's definitely played more unforced errors than we have, and she's been forced into errors more than we have. 1-1 here in the tiebreak for the moment. And I'm quite surprised that this was not, like, the way that the set was playing out felt like it should have ended 6-3. Like, I think 6-3 felt perfect for how this set was playing. So the fact that we're still in this thing is a little crazy. Absolutely on the front foot there after the serve and trying to take advantage of it, but she's recovered well and made this kind of a neutral 50-50 point. Now attack the net, but makes the mistake, slices under it bad and skies it, and it's 3-3. Oh, we needed to really push the sideline there. We'd pulled her well out of position for the serve. Couldn't capitalize on it. And then gave away front foot. That was very unforced. Now 4-3. So far we're doing better here in this neutral environment of the tiebreak than I feel like we've done at any other point. That was a comfortable one, but we saw multiples of those in those first couple of games when we watched a little more closely. And then an error there. Oh, that error is going to give us a chance. It's 6-4. It's set point. And that's a winner. Totally against the run of play. Totally against the run of play. We have won the first set. Nice winner. Okay, let's speed it up. Can we maintain something? No. We get broke in literally game number 1. Game number 1 of the second set, she breaks us. She had a chance to break us again in our second serve game. We're definitely actually playing better here. No, not. I told you. I told you that was against the run of play. Look how comfortable she's been in set number 2. 5-1. 5-1. Set point. And she's got it.
Third set. Final set.
All right. Checking. Yeah. 43%. 43.
Love 15.
Minus 18 on winners. Again, still keeping it cleaner than her. Not as much as you would think. Right? Just plus 6. Minus 4 on the forced errors. So, she's absolutely hammering us today, and yet somehow it's one set all. One would assume that this is going to be comfortable. Stressed, troubled. Can we work on your relaxation? I can't talk. I haven't talked to you once all match. I can't talk to you now. That's so weird that it does that. Hey, we're up 4 games 2, 4 games 3, 5 games 3. What? Here we are going against the run of play again. We've been stronger here. We went from 43 up to 46% for the whole match, which means, we've been quite a ways ahead so far on this one. We're only minus 11 on winners.
4 second sets.
Martina is finding a way to get it done.
40.
It's match point. It's match point. And she double faults her way to giving us the victory. Wow. We just won this tournament with not even really even coming close to 50% of the points. Samsonova, totally in control, but had a rough day. She dominated the first and second set. And yet we somehow ended up 1-1. We came out and controlled only a single set, the third. And only just. And win it 6-3. I mean, well, we really, really lucked out. The final, we pushed up a little bit further to 47%. We gained 4% in the third set. That's roughly a third of the points that we played. So it was a lot more than a 4% advantage in that third set. We closed the gap a lot. We were minus 18. We ended up minus 11, so we were about plus 7 in winners in that third set. The unforced errors, the margin shifted a little bit further to plus 8. The forced errors minus 7 though. So it's this was a match very much in doubt, but we somehow got it down. Looking at that third set, we didn't miss much. We had an unlucky call there. It looked like it caught the line but didn't get the call. But otherwise, nothing into the net in the third set. That always helps. A lot of balls in play. A lot of that obvious, the back and forth, a little more to the right side than the left. Only played short a few times, but only missed wildly once. And I think the red circles, right, are the opponent's winning shot. So ones that set up a return ball from her that ended up being a winner. And you can see she only hit 5 winners in the whole third set. At least off of, following up one of our shots. And 4 of those were definitely on the weaker, just simple balls played. One of those looks a little unlucky that we weren't able to do more with it, but looking at this, right, we're looking at 70 miles an hour, 87, 77, 79, 57 for that one. Flat. So flat 57 miles per hour. So that explains a bit on that one. It just didn't have any oomph. It might have been placed well, but it was a simple ball. Spent a lot of our time, half of it being defensive, some of it being neutral, and that makes a lot of sense tactically, just where we're at, right? We want to play that side to side, so being back, being defensive, and forcing your opponent into mistakes is the name of the game, right? Then making the unforced or the forced errors, and not necessarily hitting a lot of winners, but you're still going to hit some winners by getting them running a lot, and that's how you do it. We play a defensive tactic, and it works for us. In the serve, so the right hand box here, we're a little more all over the place. Very consistent on going wide here. One miss, one double fault is all we had. Well, there you go. Even with the massive decrease in Academy share, we still managed to pull 45K from that one. It would have been a hell of a lot more had we not already negotiated a deal. But we're already at the stage of the season where the athletes, the staff members, like, nobody wants to negotiate a new deal. They always want to wait until you're properly into the off season to negotiate a deal. And knowing that, and knowing how the game works and how our academy reputation is, Martina, as a free agent, would never sign with this academy. Would never sign with us. The only way to retain her was to keep her happy by achieving her goals and negotiating an extension. That's literally the only way you're going to ever have Martina King without some sort of built-in reputation of the academy, which is still 2 stars, right? We are still literally the last academy that anybody would pick. And that's why we can't sign anybody better than about 100th. Being in the top 20, yeah, King is way too popular. So the extension was the only way. It had to be done. It sucks. It really sucks on how badly that hurt us. And apparently we probably could have negotiated a little bit and maybe gotten 15% instead of 13 or 16% because of how happy she was. But I didn't want to push my luck. I did not want to push my luck. It's literally game over if we lose King. She's the be-all, end-all of this academy. She's the only one having success and pushing things, and the only one we're going to be able to sign that could actually win slams. And that's just about the next target, because now we've won a 500 level tournament. We've cracked a new category in our resume. Big titles is still blank, but for small titles, there it is. 500. Won. We actually still haven't even won a 250, so the 250s that we've been playing all year have not netted a result. But maybe they have. Maybe that's just the kind of reclassification in the men's versus the women's. Yeah, just looking back. So we've got our 4 tournaments. Sadly, the U.S. Open being the one that went quite poorly. We've made one final for 1,000, but lost it. We've now got that one win for 500. And no, we have not won a 250 tournament. There is our 125s, and we won 3 out of 6. We have not won. In fact, we have not even made a particularly deep run in the 250s. I was nervous that King's win would make her want to renegotiate her contract, being that it's the biggest win of her career, and see that percentage want to drop, which we literally can't. I mean, we'd have to deny it. But actually, surprisingly, she gains 4 points in that untrainable area. 2 for composure, 2 for fighting spirit. That's going to bring her up quite a bit on those averages. Killer Instinct still lagging behind though, but a 16 and a 17 in the fight in those other 2 key ones definitely brings it up into the neighborhood of her other mental attributes. Still a little behind, but kind of matching that with the physical and the mental strength that we have. Really, now the only one in that right hand 2 columns that's lagging behind is Killer Instinct. Oh, and her doubles rating, which is still a 6. It also improves her ranking to the best it's been now, 16th. Coming off that tournament win, we immediately go into our next tournament, Beijing Open. It's a 1,000 level tournament. And yeah, this sucks because 16 seeded players, the top 16 all here, and so we end up unseeded barely, and we draw the number 1 player in the world. So we're gonna go from a tournament win to most likely a first round exit, and even if we somehow pull off the upset, it's not an easy second round or anything. The whole field, for the most part, other than a couple of players, are all high quality. It's going to be a tough tournament, period, but literally can't have a tougher draw than what we had. One and only time that we played Swiatek was pretty recently, and it was our 1,000 level tournament, Miami Open, where we lost in the final in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. I don't want to see this mess. It's going to be a first round exit, and it's pretty bad. 1-6, 4-6. We go home minus 18 on winners, minus 15 points overall. So we at least did well otherwise. +1 on the unforced errors, +1 on the forced errors, +1 on the aces. Still pays 5,000. Shouldn't hurt the form to lose to the number 1 player. Nice 50k bonus for achieving 15th in the rankings. After that 500 tournament win, we had that bad draw for the following tournament, but as we go in, again, still in China, for a 900 premiere, our ranking has improved from the previous tournament. Right? They kind of lock in a week early. They lock in those seedings and the rankings and everything on what you're going to have. So you got to wait a week. Well, now we've waited a week. 3 tournaments back to back to back, but suddenly we are now ranked 16th, and that's enough to get seeded. But look who's waiting for us pretty early on in this tournament. Not that we're going to get there. Fernandez has been a difficult player to play, and all 3 of them are in the top 35, meaning technically they're probably all better than we are. I doubt we're going to make the round of 16, but it's certainly possible. We've not played Fernandez. I thought we had played Fernandez and lost a couple of times. Guess not. Balanced, could advance. Do advance. 6-1, 6-4. Played exactly 100 points. That's always easy for the math. 58 total points won. 29 of those coming from winners. +9 in that department. Unforced errors, a little high for 100 points. 13% error rate. Goal's always 10. We're rarely there, though. We're always just a little bit above it. And when we're not good technically, that kind of makes sense. Get better technically, and that'll help clean that up, right? Physically and tactically, we should be playing into a 10% threshold. Just not quite there. As we become more elite, capable of pushing for a top 10 ranking, I think that's when we're going to see that number drop below that 10%. Very rarely is it high, though. Very rarely is it up around 20% for us, and we've seen it like that for many players. Forced errors wise, +4. Kostiuk, who we've played once before, we have beaten her. Our opponent, only 50% win rate on hard, but she does have excellent forearm. We've got just about the edge. Will we turn it into something? No, it's a second round exit. 3-6, 6-7. Not too surprised that we're out, but for the particular matchup, it felt like one that we could win or should win, but I'm guessing the odds were only slightly in our favor, so to lose is not terribly surprising. +4 on winners. Just as I'm talking about how we should never see anything say, well, okay, we played 151 points, 19 unforced errors. Again, not a crazy high margin. 15 matches up to the 10% threshold, an extra 4 on top of that. Over 150 points is, gosh, what is that? 11, 12%? It's not bad. It's not bad. She beat us on the forced errors, though. -9 on the forced errors. That was the difference in this one. Otherwise, we had this match just about under control. That, and we never put her under pressure. What the heck? Break points. 1. She lost it. We only ever put her in a breakpoint situation a single time. We were in breakpoint situation 11 times and saved 9 of them. And still somehow lost 3-6, 6-7. She had us on the ropes a lot. Only 1,600 for that with the breakdown. No. 12K. There you go. That was Noelle going out in 80. Well. Okay, so mid-October, end of the season is pretty close now, right? We're another month in. 180K for the balance. It's good for that part. And we're going to be collecting, the 360, 380K in December. We still have a November and December payment to make where we're going to drop by about 100K. We'll make some money between now and then. And as we discovered last year, this is that stage of the year where we're also likely to collect a good amount of bonus money from sponsor deals that all the athletes have. We've already collected some. Have we collected all? I don't know. There might be more payments coming in that department. And if there are, then yeah, we should have a good amount of cash at least to start the season and not have to worry too much about the fact that we're, only getting 13% prize share. It's still going to pay out. It's definitely still going to pay out. But King has to do more and more and more for us to still get a decent payout and to progress. Because at this point, I think what we're looking at is the business center. It's not doing much for us, but it's not doing nothing. It's just very, very little. Something like the stores. Do we really want to invest in that? I mean, it's +12 and -6, right? We're only going to gain 6,000. And we already know from experience that we're not going to gain 6,000. Maybe we gain 1,000. That's it. It's going to take 300 months to pay off that investment at that sort of rate. Progression for youths, there's definitely something to that. For one, 16K here, but 8K in cost. So really, you're only getting 8K. Bring that down, right? Notoriety of players is getting better. Quality of staff's not good though. So how much of that are we going to actually get? 2K? It's going to take 140 months to pay off. Progression bonus for youths, relaxation, room, and video games. Like that, 42K, probably worth it. That's money we could spend. Let's play some video games. I like it. I'm actually tempted to spend that right now. Let's spend that right now. Oh no, our expenses go up by 3.8K. Yeah, nothing we're doing is fixing that. Nothing we're doing is helping that one. Let's spend that small amount of cash. Let's add to our monthly debt ever so slightly. And let's actually give a progression bonus to our young players. Why? Because I think that's the direction we need to head. Injury reduction has its benefits. but it also has its cost. I think the Sports Center is where we're going to be focusing a little bit more on going forward, but offsetting costs is the thing you got to watch out for, because we just don't have a solid income, and with the decrease in revenue from King, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Spending the money just because you have it doesn't mean, hey, we're making the Academy better. We have to make the Academy better, and the reason why is we've got to recruit better talent who are going to perform better and support us, and not just have King be the only one be successful and have payout be tiny. We need to increase the reputation of the Academy, which means we're going to have to spend money to make money, even though it's not going to actually translate much in making money. I think what it can translate to is building the reputation of the Academy. This is a very backdoor way of doing this, but you build the reputation of the Academy and you sign better athletes, and they perform better in tournaments because they're better athletes. Even though we already know from the experience, the AI just does not manage your other team members terribly well, and they tend to underperform and they struggle. But a better athlete struggling starts 50th, drops to 100th, they're still making slams. They're still making 22K slam after slam after slam, and helping us make extra money over the course of a year. But of course, bigger bonuses to sign that, it's complicated. It's really hard finances on this setting, on this hardest, everything's difficult setting, starting with nothing. It's sad because, at some point it was all about, you build up the business center and you're gonna make money, and then you turn it around, and then you get the ball rolling and you snowball, and the effect compounds, and you just get bigger and better and stronger. And that's not the case. It's not the case. But reality is, to get better athletes, we have to still find a way to improve things. But focusing on the finances is not the chief priority anymore. Play Co connected courts might be a good one, because there can be a couple training sessions that come with that one to help us out, help us develop our athletes a little bit better, a little bit faster, and might still pay out something. We're talking about a +9 for 492K, which, from experience is probably only about a +3. So it's tough, folks. It's tough to figure out where to go and what to do with cash right now, because it doesn't show up in the way you need it to or want it to. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.